Welcome back to the Jock of All Trades podcast, where we like to talk to athletes about their experience of being an athlete. I'm your host, Jeremy, and today we have with us Trayvon Matthews. So, Trey, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Trayvon Matthews. I'm from Blountstown, Florida, and I'm a criminal justice major here. And I'm an athlete also, play football.
So, when did you start playing football?
I started playing football when I was 7 years old. I was watching my dad play NCAA, I think it was '08, '07. And then I just fell in love with it, man. From there, just fell in love with it, man.
That's pretty much how I was. A lot of older people in my neighborhood was playing football.
Yep.
Playing.
Started out playing in the back of the yard. Man.
Yeah, we used to have this game called Throw 'em Up, Bust 'em Up.
Yep.
And I know that a lot of people play that game, but it's called something different.
Yeah, we call it Spirit Queer.
Yeah. See, I was about to say everywhere it's called something different, but you throw the ball up, whoever catch it, you got to make it to either end zone. If you get tackled before it, you got to throw the ball up, somebody else catch it. And we started off doing that and turned in, I really want to play football now. So I started playing in fourth grade and been playing ever since.
Yep.
Took me a long way. So, man, back to your hometown. How has, what is your hometown like? What are some things y'all have there?
Oh, man, it's real small. It's country. We don't have that many restaurants. We walk everywhere we go instead of driving. Everything is right by each other. It's nothing, nothing big.
So since there's nothing in that town, was high school football a big thing there?
High school was the main thing, man. It was a place to be on Friday night. Everybody looked up to it. That was the only popular thing going on in town,
Yeah, I don't know. I talk to a lot of athletes who come from small towns or bigger towns or anything, and it's just so weird to see the difference in big towns and little towns. And football was big for us too, but it wasn't all we had. So it was that was like our little escape, but it wasn't all we had. So coming from Blountstown, where there's not many restaurants and not as many people, and you able to walk everywhere you want to go, was it a culture shock to come here and see a lot of people, constantly cars on the road,
yeah, man.
A lot of restaurants?
This is a big move, man. After seeing all these people, I didn't see a lot of people where I'm from, but we walked everywhere, Here you got to drive. I would say drive everywhere, but it's nice people here, and where I'm from is kind of old. There's a lot of old people there, so it's a big experience, man. Big jump.
What was your route to get here like? What was high school like? What was your journey?
High school, I had the grades, but I had one error that messed me up was that I didn't have. I had a math test score. I got the score I needed, but it just wasn't high enough to get into UWF. So they didn't accept that score. So I took another route. I went to Chipola College. It was a community college, and I took a math class, and I got the score I needed, and that's how I got here.
Yeah, my route was pretty much the same. Going through school, I did not take school serious. High school was a game to me.
Yeah.
It was, I want to play football. This don't really matter. As long as I keep my 2.3 GPA, I can get offers. And I got my first offer. My junior year spring, got my first offer from the University of Cincinnati. Yeah. And I was on top of the world. When it didn't hit me at first when I got it, I was like, oh, whatever. I know more gonna come. I was getting interest from all over the place. Yeah. I'm getting texts from numbers I've never seen from Georgia and UF and everywhere. I'm getting calls from everywhere. So I thought I was the man. And then
it changed you.
My senior year came, injury happened, and I ended up going JUCO, and everything I thought I knew was gone.
Good.
And then went JUCO, had a couple good years in JUCO, and I ended up at UWF. And that's how I got here today. So what is the biggest difference between high school and college ball?
College ball, man, it's more like a job, man. Like everybody say, it's like a job, having to wake up for workouts, you just can't show up when you want to, or that affect others. It just not won't affect you. It affect everybody else in their time, you know. And basically having, more, you know, Lord have mercy, I messed up.
Nah, you good. Let's go. Nah,
Having
but
more, you got a lot of more. How I want to say it. How do I want to say this? You got a lot of more. I don't know how to say this, man.
what do you mean, like freedom? Or,
Freedom? No, it's not. You don't have a lot of freedom, man. While you're playing football, going to school, managing school, you gotta stay on top of your schoolwork, man, and manage everything.
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
'Cause when you leave high school, you got counselors on you, you got your
Yeah.
teachers on you telling you what you need to do and what you didn't turn
Yeah.
in.
There you go.
They letting you turn in late work. They literally just
Yeah, high
patting you.
school, they're patting you on the back. You got somebody babying you all the time. Hey, you
Yeah.
need to turn in this or that. When you get to college, it's you on your own.
Yeah,
And
you're not getting baby.
Yeah.
Most teachers don't play about turning in late work.
yeah,
It's late. It's late. That's it. They might give you partial credit. If they
Yep.
don't, that's on you. Some teachers lock the door before you even get to the class. If you late,
Yep.
you can't get in.
and then you got like in high school, you got like if you're late to another class, you got teachers that'll write you a note,
Yeah.
excuse you. But in college, man, it's different. It's way different.
So what do you think the biggest difference is between football in college and in high school? With like, just I know for me, it was in high school. You would have coaches that like
Yeah.
they really like you, so they there for you and they'll
I
kind
would
of steer
say
you in the right
just,
direction.
I don't know, playing at your fullest potential. Because in high school, you can drag around a lot. But when you're in college, you got to go 100% every play, every rep.
Yeah, yeah, and they notice everything. They take notes about everything.
Yeah, and another thing is you actually being recorded. Everything you do in high school. Hey, you might get away with this. They don't know. They might not see it, but in college, it's different, man.
I didn't even think about that. Everything is recorded, and we got drones now, so it's not like you just standing behind somebody with a camera. It's everything.
Even the small things. Even when you're on the sideline.
If you take a wrong step, they see it because the drone is literally above you. You can see your footwork, can see your hand placement,
body language, everything.
Everything they see it. If they see you walking when you should be running, you in trouble.
Yeah. And you're not thinking about it while you're at practice either, man.
You're tired, you're feeling sorry for yourself. None of that is acceptable at this level. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. So what do you think? You've been playing football for a while, so what do you think some of your biggest achievements are? Whether it's 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to talk about.
My biggest achievement, man, was winning the national championship because I've always came up short in high school, and the moment finally came. It's something to be proud of.
Most definitely. Now, since I've won 2, it's definitely a common theme with the 2 teams that I was on being like hard work, and it has to be more than just coaches holding people accountable. Yeah. You got to be able to tell this person like, come on, pick it up. We being lazy, or the players got to be able to hold themselves accountable. And other players
plus I've had players that push me, to my fullest potential. In high school, we didn't have a lot of that.
Exactly.
So that shows why we came up short a lot.
Yeah, I also feel like that's a common thing. When you reach a higher level, everybody that's on that college team with you, at some point, they were the man at their school.
Yep.
They were the best running back. And if they weren't the man, they were somewhere close to it.
Yeah.
They were the best running back, wide receiver, lineman, outside linebacker, whatever it is. So once you hit college, it's like, it's either you going to better yourself or you're going to get left behind because there's people out here putting in extra workouts.
It's people
staying on the field late.
Just as good as you, man, or better than you. Exactly. Just like that, man.
And if it's somebody on an equal level as you and coaches see that he's giving a little bit more effort on the field, he's running to the ball a little bit more, they can put him in before they put you in because they see you just coasting.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So, I mean, I don't know. But so what about injuries, man? I know I had a couple of injuries.
Oh, man.
You have any bad injuries about
my worst injury
messing you up?
Was I broke my metacarpal bone, I had a 300-pound guy fall on top of me, and basically, if I crushed my hand and I broke the bone in my hand, even my knuckle went back inside. It was pressed. It was awful, man. Was out for like 5 months. The rehab process was awful.
So yeah, you said you were out for about 5 months. I actually want you to talk about when you had full body cramps, because that's something
Full body cramps.
I had never seen
Oh
before.
man,
So to see that was like, whoa. So explain to us how that happened.
that happened was it was like it was over 100 degrees, maybe 113 degrees because of the turf, the heat, you know. And that day I wasn't drinking enough water, and the day before I didn't prepare myself for it. And you know, it started out that like right after practice, I got done. I went in the locker room. I went to bend over, take off my pads, and my body was like feeling weird. I felt exhausted, you know, and lightheaded. So when I went to bend over, I take off my cleats. I caught a cramp in my stomach. So I began stretching it out and all. I didn't think it was that serious. And then I went up, I started walking around like, oh, this is gonna be all right. And I went to sit down in the chair and my legs locked up on me. And there, I knew from then it was about to be awful. Then the coach came over, he gave me water, Gatorade, and he picked me up. And once he picked me up, my arms cramped up, my back cramped up, my hands and feet, and they all rushed me outside, threw me in the ice tub, which it got worse then. And I was like sitting out there for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes to an hour, waiting on the ambulance to come. And it was bad.
Yeah, I saw that, and that was something I had never seen before. I heard about cramping. I used to cramp a lot in high school.
Yeah.
But it would just be my calves or my quads, just like locking my legs out. And after a while, it just go away.
And plus, like I wouldn't like used to playing on turf. Because turf is hot, you know.
Yeah, that was something I had never seen before.
Yeah, and our practice is like high tempo. It's fast.
Go.
Yeah. That had a lot to do with it. Yeah.
But yeah, my worst injury was in high school. My junior year in high school. Right after I got my offers and I was on top of the world. We weren't even in the regular season yet. Yeah. We were in a preseason game, first game of the season. We're probably in like the second quarter, and I went for a tackle, tore my ACL. I didn't think much of it. Adrenaline going. I tried to get up and play again, but I realized that I wasn't able to go anymore. When I got to the sideline, I tried to jog it off, and my leg locked out, and I couldn't pull it back. It just stayed that way. And I literally had to like pull myself up on my opposite leg.
A lot of people tear the ACL. They don't notice it. So did you notice it?
Oh yeah, I fell, but I got back up. I don't know. I just feel like everybody reacts different. I've seen people scream. Mm-hmm. I've seen people go back in, finish a whole game, and then realize afterwards. Yeah. But I fell, but I got back up and walked off the field, got myself to the bench. She said she was going to get me a knee brace. Yeah. And before she came back with a knee brace, I was already trying to get myself together and realized, nope, it's not working. So I went through rehab, went through 6 months of rehab, and I decided that I'm okay. I tested out. They said I'm fine. I decided I was going to play basketball. Went to play basketball. I tore my ACL again. Exactly 6 months.
So did it feel the exact same second time?
Yes. And this time, you know how you'll pivot on one leg and kind of twist and throw the ball behind your back? Yeah. Well, I did that and instantly just knew. I went home. I was sad on the way home, like just in my head, like I knew I did something wrong. Yeah. Got to the doctor. They told me I tore my ACL again. So now I had signed to go JUCO, tore my ACL. After I signed, went JUCO and just had to sit out. So I sat out for that season. Came back.
Did that affect your eligibility or no?
Not really, because I didn't play. I still have eligibility. So
yeah.
No, I don't think it did. But that was my worst injury, and I mean, we both bounced back from our injury, so good thing for that. But so, how is balancing sports and football at the same time?
Man, that's hard, man. That's tough. It's all a mind thing, you know. You got to push yourself to do it, but most of all, you got to be organized, man. You got to be well organized and prepared, mentally prepared to do it. Because after football practice, you're going to be all exhausted and you're going to be tired. You're not going to want to do work. But you have to think about it like football is my job. And without football, you know, it's basically nothing.
Yeah. But Yeah, that was a big thing for me being organized. Back to the high school thing where everything is done for you. Here,
Yeah.
you got to log in on Canvas and figure out what's due and what's not due. You got to make sure you turn in things on times, be on times to football meetings, and
Yep.
having football on top of your classes. And I'm not saying it's harder than work, but when you have to show up to a bunch of stuff and on top of showing up, you have to work out, which exhausts you. You just want to go to sleep when you get back.
Yeah.
But you got to push through and make it to that study hall. Because if you don't go to study hall, you punished.
Yeah.
If you're not going to study hall, you're probably not doing your homework, and your grade slip, and you ineligible. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a lot to try to keep up with. On top of having to huddle meetings, and having to watch huddle on your own to be prepared for practice the next day because they're going to stall this stuff.
And then you got other hobbies you do too. You got games, you have to
Exactly.
make food, you have to, or if you got a meal plan, or it's a lot into it.
It's definitely a lot, but man, I appreciate having you on, Trey.
Oh, no
It
problem.
was a good experience. Well, thank y'all for tuning in to the Jock of All Trades podcast. I'm Jeremy. This is Trey. We out.